Good afternoon, good morning, YouTube. This is Tech 2 of today's show. Tech 1, I just got lost. Now I'm back and we can just relax. Basically, as I say, what I'm doing, and this is me, this is Steve from Wiltshire, England, and I'm looking at what we can do going live from Be.Live to YouTube in 2020, and I'm just practicing. And on the menu today, if you're watching, you'll hear all about, first of all, welcome to the show. And I'm going to be talking about planning for 2020, which is what I'm doing. And there is a Be.Live YouTube guide, which you can go and look at, and that will give you all the information you need to actually go live on YouTube. And it is quite a comprehensive document, answers questions, what goes wrong? And you've got plenty of help. One of the things that you do need to do when you go live on YouTube the first time is to actually install Nightbot. Nightbot moderates your comments. You're out in the wide world. Anybody can actually watch your live show. Anybody can comment on your live show. It's important that you have an automatic moderator in place. You may have seen it on Twitch. We don't have it on Facebook. Facebook is all manual. On YouTube, there is a moderator of comments called Nightbot. It's free to use, and you just sign up with your YouTube account and you're good to go. If you want a copy of the guide I just mentioned, then if you type !guide in the comments, then you get a copy of the guide written by Be.Live, which tells you all about going live on YouTube. If in the comments you type course, !course, then you get a link which will take you direct to my Udemy course, all about Be.Live TV, which covers every single aspect from adding your camera through to sharing your screen, adding images, having a sales show, having somebody control your show remotely, which can be an interesting experience, and how to use all the lower thirds and all the enhancements that are available to you when you're doing a live broadcast. And you can have up to 4 people on screen as well, which is good. And this is a first as far as Be.Live is concerned. And it's a welcome addition to the ways to actually go live on YouTube. I've been live solo, and over the past 3 or 4 weeks, I've been live with friends on YouTube, and Fonz and I have been doing a show on Tuesdays, and Brigetti and I have been doing a show on Fridays. Both have been well received. We're grateful to everybody who's watching our content on YouTube already, and grateful for people finding us and joining us. I haven't put any publicity on this particular show. I just want to see what happens on the replay. But if you are watching live now, then please do say hello, and I shall endeavour to display your comments on screen, which is something I can do, and to reply to any questions you have about Be.Live. All the questions are actually covered in the Be.Live Udemy course, which I wrote. And what you need to do to get a copy of the course is type !course. If you want to join me on camera and you're watching me live, then if you type !guest, you get a guest link, and that guest link will allow you to come into my studio, into my staging area, and then I can bring you up on screen and we can talk about anything you like. If you've got any questions about live video, then please do come and ask. Also covered in this broadcast is how to create a YouTube show, and I've got a little video. It's simple and straightforward. If you've created a Facebook Live show, then you can certainly create a YouTube show. At the moment, we cannot schedule on YouTube. That's coming early in 2020. Don't hold me to that. But when we can, it'll be a lot easier to promote our shows on YouTube. For the moment, if you want to go live on YouTube, you just go to your Be.Live account, select the destination of YouTube, type in a title, a description, decide if you want it to be public, unlisted, or private. I'll come back to those later in this broadcast. Scheduling will arrive in 2020, just to confirm. And you just create the show and go live. So she's just confirming. I wrote this earlier. And linking to your live show. That's a bit of a, well, as soon as you go live, if you go to my broadcast, my profile, my broadcasts, you get a direct link to the show. Before that, you have to use a holding link, which is for all your live videos. And in another video, I'll show you how to get hold of that. As I say, I'm preparing for 2020, getting everything together so that you can have successful live broadcasts on Be.Live. Anything I find, I will put into the Udemy course, which is free. Type ! course for a copy of the course. And once you're live, there are things that you should do. Certainly in relation to comments, and certainly in relation to screen sharing and sharing images and sharing audio, because you can share audio. And also in today's show, TubeBuddy, we're talking about TubeBuddy, and there's the link for TubeBuddy, which I shall post. And Morning Phone. I've been trying Morning Phone now for nearly 2 weeks. It is a boon when it comes to actually knowing what is successful on your YouTube channel and what to do more of, what to do less of, who your similar Be.Live YouTube broadcasters are. All that information is within Morning Phone, and I've been using that extensively over the last 2 weeks to actually build up the channel. And also discovered another metrics-based system, which is Vidiq. Vidiq, again, is there to assist you to actually build your channel. I'll come back to the importance of that in a moment, and I'll be exploring all that software. Oh, and just before I move any further, just to note that the Be.Live year-end show with Owen and Molly is on December 30th at 3 p.m. Eastern on the Be.Live page. And they obviously won't be doing a countdown to the new year, but they will be doing and celebrating what's been happening on Be.Live in 2019. Looking forward to 2020. You're invited to be a guest and share your thoughts about Be.Live and about live video, anything in relation to streaming. So that is on December 30th. Take that down. Come back to me. That worked. And on with what's on the show today. I've probably covered everything. Before you go live, there are things you've got to do before you actually go live, and I'll be doing a separate session about those, just a short one, which will be a pre-recorded video. And after the broadcast routines. Now, people come to YouTube to actually watch recorded video. So the number of people who watch you live will grow over time, but the number of people who watch your recorded video is something you're in total control of. So I'll be giving you hints, tips, and tricks on that today and in the coming weeks. And you need to optimize your video on YouTube. In order to get people to come and watch the recording, then you do have to have a system in place, which after every single broadcast, you do all the housekeeping for the replay viewers, because you're going to get more people watching the replay of the show than you will watching the live show. How many is up to you. If you just put your video onto YouTube, upload it, download it from, well, go directly to YouTube using Be.Live, and then if you don't do anything, then very few people find it. There are steps that you can take to make sure that people find it. Not only people find it, but how do they find it? You can be found in the YouTube search, which, as we all know, is the second largest search engine, and you can be found by being in the suggested videos when people go and watch other videos, and that's starting to happen on this channel. It's not something you can force, it's something that happens. In fact, it's true on YouTube as it is on Facebook. The more work you actually put into a broadcast, then the greater your reward will be. And I've got some pointers on actually how to do that. I've got videos where the SEO score has now gone up to 70%, which means that the videos that are done on this channel will get found. And also, because whenever somebody watches one of my videos, they actually see a list of the videos that I watch too. then it's helping my friends as well. And I'm putting my friends' channels in my favorites list so you can find them. So that was the Cook's tour. If you're still with me, then thank you. That was just, I'm just dusting off what I'm going to be doing in 2020, which is more in depth than I'm doing today. Today is just a short overview of what's coming up as things are going to happen this week, which will affect us all. Not that it didn't happen last week as well. But planning for 2020 is what it's all about. And if you plan your YouTube channel, then you'll be more successful. You can, using the software I'm about to allude to link to, you can find out the best time to broadcast. Now, that's going to vary from channel to channel, and it's going to vary on where we are. We don't all have the best time to broadcast. And systems like Morning Fame, Vidiq, and TubeBuddy will all advise you on the best time to broadcast. Listen to them and go live and upload your recorded videos when they suggest, because that's when you'll have most focus, most people coming live on YouTube to actually watch your videos is the times that are actually suggested by Morning Fame, Vidiq, and TubeBuddy. And those are three names that by 2020 will trip off my tongue, as will the links. So plan your shows. You've got to have, I think if you're going to go live on YouTube, you've got to have a niche. I mean, my niche is actually teaching people how to go live on YouTube, which is about as niche as you can get. But you cannot, some of the shows that you do on Facebook will translate to you. You can bring them across quite readily, and you'll get better quality video, you'll get good audio, and you'll certainly get a good quality replay. There's no degradation of the videos on YouTube at all. So in terms of your plans, I've got 3 shows which I'm doing on Facebook and 3 shows I'm going to be doing on YouTube. And I'll be doing the regular spot like the one today, which is to help you get the most out of YouTube. Now, if you're trying to work out what this badge is, that badge is for, let me get rid of that a minute. That badge is for the Live Video Hub, which is on Facebook and soon to be on YouTube. So I put that in. I'll say there's a handy guide. If you're new to Be.Live, there's a handy guide which Be.Live have put together in relation to broadcasting to YouTube. You do need still have to have a Facebook account, and your guests need a Facebook account. Anybody watching you can watch you on YouTube. If it's set to public, anybody can watch you. If it's set to unlisted, then only people with a link can watch it. And if it's set to private, well, only you and a few friends can see it. And you decide whether you're going to be public, unlisted, or private when you actually go live on YouTube. The other thing you need to do, read that guide, and also register for Nightbot. Nightbot's going to moderate your comments. It means that you won't get any cussing or anything that you don't expect showing up in the comments on YouTube. And this is important. There's no such filters on, well, there are better filters on YouTube than there are on other systems. Or Nightbot also works on Twitch. It's well established, and I've been using it on Twitch. I used it on Twitch last year to great effect, and now I'm using it on YouTube. And the second reason for using it on YouTube is that you can set up a series of short commands, which can then be acted on. The first one of those, !guide. If you type that in the comments now, or in the comments after the show, then I'll make sure you get a link to the Be.Live YouTube guide. Going next, !course for my free Be.Live course, which has been updated for YouTube so that you can actually get the best out of YouTube. And as I'm exploring YouTube, then I'll pass on what I find, and hopefully you'll be able to tell me what you discover as well. It's a new adventure for 2020, is the ability to go live on YouTube and create new shows and have new ideas, and to have a high quality recording at the end of it, and to be able to repurpose that recording within YouTube so that more people can see it. You can actually build your channel. Now, I've got 3 people who I follow on YouTube, and a shout out to them. Owen Emsath, who is Owen Video, who is one of the host of Be.Live Weekly, is hot on YouTube, and he's certainly somebody to watch. And if you go to my page, you'll find a link to Owen's page as well. The other man worth following is Brian G. Johnson. I bought his book about 2 years ago. I'm rereading it now as I delve into YouTube. Again, you'll find a link to Brian's channel on my YouTube page. And finally, from Australia, to show that live video is global, Nick Nimin. He has just the most amazing advice for all YouTubers, which I'm following, and I suggest that you follow Nick as well. Because if you're creating video, you should be watching it as well and supporting people who create the best. And those 3 gentlemen certainly do. Oh, and Eileen Smith, not forgetting Miss Eileen. Eileen Smith is also, the link is also on my page. And if you go and watch Eileen's videos, then it will be time well spent. During the show, you could set up a guest bot, and that guest, exclamation mark guest, you can then join me on camera. Click that link that is sent to you, and all is good. Now, I'm just going to show you on screen a little bit of what that looks like, and I'm going to go full screen on this. These are the keywords that I've set up on Nightbot. And if anybody types these keywords during one of my live broadcasts, you might have to go full screen to read it with me. If somebody types exclamation mark Be.Live, they will be taken directly to the Be.Live page to sign up for the trial. If someone types exclamation mark Be.Livers, they will get a link to the official Be.Livers Facebook group. As I said earlier, exclamation mark course gets you the free Udemy course. Exclamation mark funds takes you straight to Fonz Chamberlain's page, and you can subscribe to his channel if you would. Guide takes you straight to the Be.Live guide for YouTube, and Nightbot will tell you all the commands that are available, which is basically a list I'm actually showing you on the screen now. But this is the ability to actually, in 2 parts. One, you give the command, and second, you give the action. So I typed in, to give a good example, I typed in course, then I typed in a text-free Udemy course with a link. And now when you type exclamation mark course whilst I'm live, or exclamation mark guest whilst I'm live, you'll be able to get more information, as they say. Back to me. And that worked as well. Okay, so it's good to have you watching live. Most of the views on YouTube actually come on replays, and I'm going to be concentrating this week and next week, when I come live at a similar time, on actually what you do before you go live, whilst you're live, and after you go live on YouTube. It's a totally different regime than on Facebook, and the after show is as important, if not as important, as the live broadcast itself, as you will see. Right, on to the next item. If you have any questions, please ask. If you are watching live, please say hello. If you saw the earlier broadcast, then thank you for coming to the second one too. So we said type guest, and you can actually join me on camera. You'll be in the staging area. I can bring you up on screen, and that's basically how everybody gets on camera. 4 people on camera, and so simple and straightforward to do. And again, if you type guide, then as a guest, you'll know what you've got to do before you actually come on camera too. Scheduling will arrive on YouTube, Be.Live to YouTube in 2020. It is important that it does arrive. We can work without it, and I am doing. But the thing is that people find you by accident then, rather than by wanting to. And if I give out the live link, which I could, then I've got to delay the show. I could actually do with a virtual assistant. So if there's any volunteers out there to help with the YouTube live shows, then that would be absolutely brilliant. Until we get scheduling, in fact, beyond that as well. I think in 2020 I'll build a team of people who can actually go live themselves, and I'll support them, and vice versa. So watch out for that. Now, in talking of teams, hopefully I've got this here, and I'm going to bring a video up on screen to show you what's happening in 2020. Hopefully this will come up on screen. I'll be able to put it full screen, and I'll be able to play it. Again, this is work in progress. David, John and I have Inspired by NVIDIA, which goes out on Thursdays, and Angelica and I, Angelica being my partner, are live on Fridays with Ask Angelica, which is a German language teaching show. So that's how easy it is to actually play video in a Be.Live show. Up to 100 megabits, you can upload a video, bring it on the screen, and just simply press play, and you can keep your voice there, so you can actually talk over the video is playing, or you can switch your camera off entirely and just sit there and wait. Depends how long the video is. Now, with 100 megabits, it's megabytes. You can't have long videos, but you can certainly have an intro and outro video. And to create those, I'm going to change my logo for a moment. I can change the lower third on the fly, and I can put a new logo up. To create the lower thirds, to create the videos, I use NVIDIA. NVIDIA.io is the link, and I know Kelly and I and John and who else? Several other people, including Kevin Arrow, all use NVIDIA to create the short form business videos, which you see in most of the broadcasts. Okay, back to the thingamajig, to the where I was. I'm trying to find out where I was. Okay, so scheduling Be.Live YouTube video will arrive in 2020. I'll let you know as soon as it does. Create the show and just go live. At the moment, you just go into the Be.Live studio. Destination is YouTube. Title, description, and whether it is public, private, or unlisted. And this video you're watching now is public and will remain public. The one I made earlier might go unlisted. That's the power you have. You can actually go live to the public, or you can go live privately, in which case nobody can see it apart from you, or you can go live unlisted, and that is a method to actually share the link with people who you want to share it with. So that's a gateway to actually having people in a group, a paying group, who get access to your videos. Next comment. As I say, I'm just getting the dust off here and just practicing. Linking to your live show. If you go whilst you're live, I could do it now. I could go to my profile, my broadcast to get the link, and I can share that link. And that's where an assistant will come in handy, because I could give the link to an assistant and they could actually pass it out. When we get direct links, when you schedule shows in 2020, that problem will be removed. Once you're live, things to do, feature the comments. If you get comments during your live show, interact with your audience, and generally pass on the knowledge that you have to people watching. And most of the people who watch this channel are friends, and I say thank you. And that's the link to TubeBuddy. Again, I'll post that afterwards. TubeBuddy, there is a free version, which is pretty darn good. It was on AppSumo. It may be an AppSumo again, but it's very handy. And I'll give you a full demonstration of TubeBuddy in the coming weeks. And I'll give you a demonstration of Morning Fame, which is by invitation only. and supported by Brian G. Johnson and the developer. Very good support. And this is just amazing, the information that they managed to extract from the YouTube system, which enables you to make more of what people like and less of what people don't like. And that's very important. What you don't want to be doing is making videos that people don't watch. Vidiq system I discovered last week. It is again a powerhouse of ways and means of actually making use of your back catalogue. If you've been coming live on YouTube or you've been putting recordings on YouTube before now, then they have a great way of actually accessing your back catalogue, sprucing it up, and getting more viewers. And that's what I'm going to be doing over the holiday break, is sprucing up my channel. I've begun doing that. Right, and just a reminder again of the Be.Live year-end show with Owen and Molly is on December 30th at 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. in the UK, which is 12 p.m. Pacific, and I think 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Okay, wouldn't it be good if all the clocks came together? Right, if you've watched through this video, I do applaud you and thank you. And I'll be back, as I say, with more focus shows. This has sort of been a scattergun show where I talk about everything. I'll be talking about before the show, during the show, after the show. The after the show is so important, because if you don't do anything after the show, once YouTube has finished processing your video, then only the people who watch you live will see it. If you're making quality video, you want more people to actually see your video. So I'm going to be concentrating on what you need to do, a step-by-step guide to using TubeBuddy, Vidiq, and Morning Fame, and how what YouTube expect you to do when your video is finished. And it's not just leave it alone, it's get stuck in. And I'm going to get stuck in to doing some videos, recorded videos, which I'll post on this channel. Thank you for watching. And this has been, just to change the logo back again, this has been Stephen on Be.Live.tv to YouTube. If you have any questions about Be.Live, and ask me if you have any questions about YouTube, I know people who've got the answers. So thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon.